Hey everyone, I'm Matt Fontana from Streamr. In this presentation, I'm going to go through decentralized social networking. I'll give a bit of an explanation about what the Streamr network is, and then show some awkward demos that might not work in this Wi-Fi environment, but we'll do our best. And then I'll talk a bit about the future of decentralized social networking. So why do we need it? At the last major Ethereum conference, Lord Vitalik was not happy with us. Ethereum has been defined by DeFi, and he thinks that tokens wrapping tokens is getting a little bit old and boring. And I kind of I love DeFi, but I kind of feel that same energy that we can do better. We can create more complex applications. But it's very difficult. These applications require a lot more than on-chain data and just wrapping tokens. So maybe preaching to the converted here, and a lot of other presentations have also talked about the problems of Web 2, but maybe just to mention a few highlights here, that centralized central points of failure are a big problem. The algorithms that incentivize us to be enraged, to be miserable, for economic exploitation is bad. Censorship of presidents, I think, is bad. And interfering with our democracy, interfering with our voting, it's all not that great. It's a dumpster fire, so we need to fix this. So some smart people, Stanny, Jack, they've kind of committed their reputation to fixing this problem. We haven't seen what Stanny has built yet, but I'm hopeful that something great gets built on Ethereum. Jack is working on the Blue Sky working group. That is probably Bitcoin-based, but they've done a lot of good work, actually. And I particularly am drawn to this ecosystem mapping exercise that they've done. It doesn't include Streamr here, but I believe it will in a future iteration. And the key takeaway here is that the decentralized social networking will not be built on blockchains alone. It will be an ensemble of Web3 decentralized networking protocols. And that's a very key takeaway here. And there's also an appetite at the government level to solve this problem. So Helios is an EU-funded program, and they have a very wide scope. They're looking at many different issues related to social networking, from ethics to security to UX. And I think it's a great project, because what their mission is to lower the barrier of entry for indie developers to come in and create a decentralized social networking application on top of their platform when they've done all the heavy lifting. So they've worked in quite a modular way. We're collaborating with them, and yeah, I hope to see many more of these projects. I think it's a great thing for the space. So as I've mentioned, blockchains, I don't believe, are going to be the solve in this space. Messaging apps need messaging infrastructure. How about that? And real-time experiences need real-time infrastructure. So we can't be waiting 20 seconds for the next block to see the next TikTok video. We're not going to be able to compete with the massive gravity that's contained already in these Web 2 networks. We're all on Twitter, we're all on Discord. We haven't actually moved, even though we've drunk the Kool-Aid. We've been here for so long, but we haven't actually graduated into these Web 3 networks yet. And I believe that it's because we really need to be 10x better. We need to inspire that change by being just so much better that it makes us move from the incumbents that have such a gravity towards them. So this isn't an exhaustive list, but I believe if we nail even just a handful of these, we can really get to that 10x quite easily. And so now I'll introduce the Streamr network. And the Streamr network is a constellation of these BitTorrent flavored mesh networks that are represented as stream topologies. And these streams are append-only logs of flowing data. And this is a picture from our recent testnet that wrapped up yesterday, where we had over 90,000 nodes. We're quite proud that the nodes can run pretty much anywhere that JavaScript runs. They can run on browsers, very low power devices like Raspberry Pis, and yeah, it really helps to improve decentralization, as we can see, one of the biggest decentralized networks around. And so how do you actually create a stream? Well, it's quite similar at the beginning like to ENS, where you need to create a registry on our stream registry. We currently use XDAI. It's a transaction, and you'll end up with something like 0x / some real-time data path. And then the application, what it will do is that it will reach out to one of these tracker nodes. So this is like a BitTorrent style system. So you first reach out to a tracker node with this immutable stream ID, and the tracker node then informs the application node of all its peers. And with that information, it then creates these peer-to-peer topologies with its peers through WebRTC data channels. Now this gets more complex, and so we have broker nodes as well, and these are like the mining nodes of the Streamr network. And basically they join a bounty contract, and when they join that bounty contract, they basically say that I'll be supporting these streams, and in return I'll be earning some data tokens. And this helps protect the streams against known attacks in decentralized networks, and improves the quality of service, essentially. And we also have storage nodes which provide persistence to the data flow. And this is some topology art. So these are the connections, essentially, that have been formed. This is from a Network Explorer while our testnet was running. And yeah, these are the actual connections that the nodes were making with their peers to transport data around. And so what I want to lead up to now is a demo of decentralized group wallet chat inside the browser. And how it will work is that a 0x address, so let's call it dude.eth, they create a stream, and on that stream they have publish and subscribe rights. Then they make a transaction to invite stanny.eth, and then they both have pub sub rights, essentially. So pretty straightforward. Maybe, and then, yeah, I guess just breaking it down quickly again. So you create the stream, it's a transaction, change the access control on the blockchain, another transaction. Then the application reaches out to the tracker nodes, forms the peer-to-peer topologies with its peers. Then the nodes connect to each other, and then they can share their messages. Okay, so now, if this all works, and that's a big if, but let's try this out. So this is decentralized group wallet chat. So what I'll be doing is I'll be creating a stream, which is starts off as signing a message. And then I'm going to invite my friends. So this is another browser that I'll be inviting, and it might just be up to our Wi-Fi to make that happen, but I guess the Wi-Fi gods are not happy with me today. And, maybe there's this. Okay. Okay, well, it's a win-win for you guys because it's always fun to watch people squirm on stage. So that was a failed demo. Never mind, we'll try again. But basically, the flow is that there will be this chat room where wallets can talk to each other, and only those wallets can talk to each other. And that's actually something that's quite hard to do, but this was this was knocked up by our intern over a weekend, so it's actually quite easy to do on Streamr. And then there's the troll box. This is my second demo, so this will go even better, I'm sure. But for us, maybe kind of crypto boomers that used centralized exchanges back in the day, there used to be a thing called a troll box, and that was a lot of fun. Of course, it got shut down, and you can actually do something like this on Streamr, and it would be totally decentralized, unstoppable data, and yeah, it's a bad idea for a lot of reasons because it's quite prone to spam issues, but of course this is something that our community wanted to do. It's a bit of fun, and it follows the same flow where you create a stream. This time you invite Anonymous, and then you would burn your original ownership, and now Anonymous sort of owns this stream. So I'll try one last time for some luck. So this is the decentralized chat. Okay. Oh, maybe something's happening now. So if I sign the message, so each message, I can say meow. And basically at the moment you have to sign each message, but this is an NPM package that can be injected into any sort of DeFi application, and it will be totally decentralized and all the rest, unstoppable. Okay. Okay, so now the last part of the presentation is kind of talking about the future of where I think decentralized networks will go. I believe that data can create these sort of ad hoc social networks, and social graphs can be stored on-chain, but social graphs can also be generated by on-chain activity. And I think this is quite a powerful idea that I really want to see the community execute on. And on-chain data is also a form of identity and reputation. I think this will actually get tokenized in a sense as well. And I think, yeah, it's a very powerful thing. And what you can do with this idea is that you can have NFT creators talk with the owners of the NFTs, and you can have a totally encrypted and private connection between the creators and the owners of the NFTs. You could have token-gated Discord channels, and you could be chatting totally end-to-end decentralized. And you can also start to think about how this pattern would kind of fit with maybe loot NFTs or some other guild social networks that have their data on-chain, and this data is the perfect way to gatekeep these communities together. So I really think this is going to be quite a big deal, and everybody lost their mind with loot and how we thought that there's gaming is going to come from all these NFT drops. Well, I believe that social networks is absolutely going to come at the same time, or probably even sooner. And a bit of a shout out to a project that I saw on Reddit. Actually, has nothing to do with Streamr, but this is kind of the direction that they're going. The ENS project as well this morning seems to be going this way as well. It's about creating a social graph on Ethereum and serverless, etc., etc. And so I think that this will ultimately be tying this back to Streamr. So we have this construct called data unions, which are a way for regular people to aggregate and monetize their data. They all have a similar app, and they're all kind of sharing the same shape of data into these streams. And these streams can then form the seed for these ad hoc social networks. So Swash is a data union in the Streamr ecosystem, and they monetize browsing habits. And of course, if you can imagine that you could create these ad hoc social networks where people of a certain type kind of create this group within the group. and maybe a Spotify data union, everybody's listening to the same song, it creates a social network where they can chat with each other. So that's pretty much it. We have an ecosystem fund. We're an infrastructure project, but yeah, we really depend on the community to deliver on the application layer, so we can give grants as most of the other projects do, and we strongly encourage you to reach out.